Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Tech Showdown. I'm feeling a bit sick today guys, so I'm not going to be on camera, but I still wanted to show you my update I'm doing on the second rig here. So see, no motherboard in right now. This is a Define R5 case, so very similar to the one I'm running now. I run the Define R6, so just the updated model. But as I told you guys, in the second rig, this is the one that my girlfriend primarily uses, but I also use for a lot of my testing. This one will be going to Ryzen. So let's have a look here. We'll lift these guys up and have a look at the parts. So motherboard wise, going X370 to a motherboard that really impressed me, and that is the Asus Crosshair 6 Hero. So this is a very, very good motherboard. Have a look quickly actually. Open it up. So I have reviewed this guy previously. I gave it a very good review. It is quite expensive though. That's the only sort of detractor with it. But aside from that, it's actually a really, really good motherboard. And one that I really liked. So that's why I picked it. I wanted a good X370 motherboard for this Ryzen build. And then CPU wise. We have, of course, the Ryzen 5 1600. So this is a very, very popular CPU. A lot of people like it. I could have gone to the 1700 for sure, but given that this rig will be getting upgraded to X470 and the new Ryzen CPUs in a few months' time, this was just a temporary CPU. Alongside this motherboard actually, both of them are temporary for just the next few months, until Ryzen Plus comes out and the X470 motherboards come out, and then of course this will be upgraded to X470 and will go to one of the newer Ryzen CPUs. So this is just to get us by just for right now. So let's chuck all these parts in and see how it turns out. Alright guys, so we got everything built there, all looking quite nice. The GPU in this one is the Gigabyte G1 Gaming GTX 1070. Very solid graphics card there. So yeah, I'm happy with how it all came out. I mean, this looks good, and I want to see how it goes. Let's go and boot it up. So here we have it, guys, all plugged in. Sorry my desk is a bit messy. I'm just doing a whole lot right now. So let's press the power button and see what happens. That's looking promising. I hope. Alrighty, let's see. Codes are going through. So this is looking good so far. I heard some of you guys saying to me, why wasn't I wearing an anti-static bracelet or anything like that. I'll be perfectly honest with you guys, I just never used them, and it's never ever caused me a problem in the entire time I've been building PCs, like not even once. There we go. Awesome. Alright, so it's all working good. Yeah, it's just never caused me a problem actually. I mean, I don't wear socks or anything silly like that. I just walk around in my bare feet. But I am standing on carpet still. But yeah, it's never caused me a problem. I'm not saying you should do it. I'm just saying me personally, I don't do it. And I would say actually probably the vast majority of other tech reviewers I've spoken to, none of them bother as well. We're just too busy and we got stuff to do, so we just don't use them. But yeah, this looks like it's all working nicely, so we're going to get Windows installed on this PC now, and I'm going to get over to my personal rig because we're going to make some changes with that. Alright guys, so motherboard out of my rig. We see them both here. So obviously these are both Z370 motherboards. We have the Maxon iCraft here and the MSI Gaming Pro Carbon here. I've got to switch the CPUs around because my 8700K is still on the Maxon. This is just an 8350K, one that I tested a while back. So yeah, I'm switching back to the MSI Gaming Pro Carbon Z370. I thought this was an absolutely fantastic motherboard. It really is good. And we're taking out the iCraft Maxon that a lot of you guys are already commenting about. I mean, the full review on this board will be up very, very soon. It's decent, I will say, but obviously the MSI board is a lot better. Now, another thing I saw a lot of you guys comment about was that you're going like, Kevin, why don't you put IO shields in any of your cases? There is two reasons for that. The first one is that they're annoying and I'm constantly changing motherboards, so I can't be bothered putting one in. And two, they always seem to cut me because they're like the sharpest thing in the universe. So I hate them, and I hate getting cuts on my hands all the time. So that's why I don't use them. Yeah, it doesn't look as good, but who cares? Everything still works the same and it doesn't really do anything at the end of the day. So let's chuck this motherboard in. Also, one other thing I thought I'd mention, the USB 3.0 like plastic cover around the pins there came off with the connector when I took the Maxon board off. That is something I have never seen before. So yeah, that's a bit strange. Frank's been hiding upstairs, haven't you, Frank? Why don't you come down and help me, Frank? Yes? Nope. Alright guys, so it's all done now. We have the Ava Media capture card in there. That review will be coming up soon. Of course, my GTX 1080 Ti, the MSI Gaming X model. You will have noticed that the cooler has changed. So the Deep Cool GAMX, that has gone on the Ryzen build, and this Noctua NH-U12S is now on my Intel rig. The main reason for that is just purely because I didn't have any of the mounts for AM4 for this cooler, and I did for the Deep Cool one, so that goes on there. Memory wise, I've also downgraded. I asked you guys on my YouTube's community page, which I would ask you guys to check out because I put a lot of polls up there, how much memory you run, and most of you guys said 16 gigabytes. So I've decided to just put 16 in mine instead of the 32 to once again bring it more in line with what many of you guys run. So that's really good there. Really happy with how this turned out. I will be obviously overclocking the 8700K very soon. And I heard some of you guys also say, well Kevin, you are using a GTX 1080 Ti, that's not very mainstream. And I would say that, yeah, I get where you guys are coming from. I mean, quite a few people still do own GTX 1080 Ti's, but my main reason for that is because I run a 4K monitor. I need it for the screen real estate, and I also use it for gaming. So I need the GPU horsepower of the GTX 1080 Ti. It would just be too much of a knockback. You could make the same point about the 32 gigabytes of memory that I'm running, the Corsair Dominator, but I think I can get away with 16. If it, you know, starts to be an issue, I will switch back to 32, but I think I can get away with it. But with the GPU, I certainly can't get away with running anything less. I mean, I could, but it would start, you know, obviously causing me big delays and other things, and it would be annoying. So I like running the 1080 Ti for that reason. So Windows is installed now on the Ryzen rig here. Down here. So that's all good, that's all sorted. So I'm happy with all of that, and then we go over, my rig is all done now too, so I'll get this back up and booted, and then of course I can start editing this video. So I thank you guys so much for watching this one. I know I'm going to get called a shill again because, you know, I'm definitely an Intel shill and an AMD shill and an Nvidia shill all at the same time. Judging by the comments I get. So yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what you think about that. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.